If you're like 70% of Americans, you have a cup of joe at least once a week. But did you know with the recent tariff bonanza, your cup of coffee could become a little bit more costly?
As far as coffee beans go, we have to import them from other countries.
Bozeman is a coffee hotspot, and when talking about local roasters, it seems the name Treeline often comes up. Natalie Van Dusen, Treeline's founder, tells me a trip to Colombia in 2008 sparked her passion for coffee roasting and formed long-lasting relationships.
It's important to us to work with farmers year over year. They really rely on their customers being committed.
But according to Daily Coffee, new tariffs between 10 to 46% have been stamped on imports from the world's top coffee-producing countries. Treeline imports around 80,000 pounds of beans annually, most of that Java coming from Colombia and Guatemala, which both face a 10% tariff.
We're trying to take this one step at a time and stay level-headed.
What Natalie tells me has been the most concerning part of these tariffs, the constant changing and uncertainty.
A lot of our products are contracts that we have in place through the end of the year, and they're not even in the U.S. yet. So we're already committed regardless of what takes place.
Which is why it was a challenge for Natalie to answer, could prices rise in the cafe?
We're trying to balance having a healthy business and charge our customers accordingly. And we also aren't looking to jack our prices overnight either. It's a fine balance of how we can manage that.
And I figured other coffee roasters around town are facing similar challenges, considering USA Facts claims the U.S. imports 99% of its coffee, totaling around $8 billion annually. So when you add a minimum of 10% tariffs,
it makes us very nervous, and we do not want to pass any more extra expense than we absolutely need to onto our customers, but the reality of it is that we don't have much choice.
Another major roaster in the Bozeman area, Ghost Town. Co-owner Chad Kim tells me coffee prices are concerning, but what worries him even more? Lamplighter Cafe Services, Ghost Town's spin-off business where they sell and repair coffee-making equipment.
Equipment that's primarily made in European countries, Italy. We also are looking at equipment made in Switzerland and different countries like that.
Chad tells me the majority of all coffee equipment, from grinders to espresso machines, come from European countries, currently facing a minimum of 20% tariffs. Italy's within that bracket, but countries such as Switzerland are looking at a 31% tariff.
That's a pretty significant uptick that unfortunately we have no choice but to pass that on to the customer.
Just so they can meet margins. But what's clear between these two community-loved coffee roasters, their main goal moving forward into this uncertain economy.
We're certainly not raising prices to make more profits. If anything, we will probably end up eating some of the costs along the way. We already have, but our goal is ultimately to do what we've always done, continuing to create a space where people can come and be good stewards in our community.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.